More money comes with the responsibility of managing it well. One cannot just go on a spendthrift mode and spend all their earnings. Now, if you want your wealth to grow, then it goes unsaid that you need to invest in right avenues. What are these right avenues for ultra-rich people? Let's find that out from Harsh Roongta, founder of Fee Only Investment Advisors. Good evening, Harsh, and welcome to the ET Money Show. Let's talk about innovative investment strategies for ultra-rich. Now, I know for sure you have a very long list of ultra-rich clients there, Harsh. Tell me something about investing in art. Do you often recommend that kind of an investment avenues to ultra-rich people? What is their interest and understanding all about this investment instrument?
So, Kavita, first of all, thank you for having me on the show. The point about ultra rich is a difficult one. Who is ultra rich, and sort of the second point about what is art. In the popular imagination, art appears to be a painting. I think the first thing, the picture that we visualize in our mind is of a painting. It could be a Picasso, a Rembrandt, whatever picture that you can think of. Uh, but basically, one, art is not really just paintings. Today, there are many, many forms in which art exists. And as an investment, it is not meant for all the ultra rich in the sense that there is no class as such. It's very difficult to be able to provide a value for somebody who's not, say, well versed with art. It will be very difficult for that person to judge why a particular, if you take a painting, why a particular painting is worth a couple of $1 million, whereas something similar is worth a few $1,000, whereas something else is worth a few $100. So you require an inkling. According to me, somebody who invests in art as we understand it, uh, paintings or photos, and painting, the mediums could be many, many mediums. They need not always be canvas. Whatever art medium or whatever art you want to invest in, I think having an interest in that yourself personally is an important ingredient, because getting professional help to value it, it's not easily available, especially at the high end of the art. So I think what some people might do is that, suppose, let's talk of paintings. I've seen at least some of our clients do, is that they would, so they have a little bit of an eye for, let's say, paintings. They would buy a lot of the paintings of a lot of upcoming artists. And it is available at, say, maybe a few lakhs today. And there it is like than any other investments, although they do have little bit of an eye for painting, so they are able to discern whether an ex-painter might likely become popular in the future. And so they may spend a couple of lakhs on some amounts of paintings. Idea is you buy 20, 30, 40 such paintings, and you need to have places where you could sort of display them and enjoy them. It is to be enjoyed. That's the dividend that comes from art. And for that, you obviously have to know about it. And then the hope is that one of them will turn into a real winner. Some of the painters would turn into a real winner, and it will give you a good return. I've seen at least one of our clients do that, but that is his personal taste. It's very much part of what we call the discretionary fund. So they have set aside a certain portion that they would, quote unquote, invest. So it is not necessarily invest. Uh, he has told me that he would buy those paintings because he likes them, not necessarily because he thinks they will go up in value in the future. So it's a mix of investment and spending. And I think at least that is what I have seen my clients, one or two clients do. I have not really so far. I mean, the $1 million kind of paintings is a completely different class altogether.
So tell me one thing now, when we talk about investing in art, and as rightly explained by you, this has to be done as a part of your discretionary fund or investment, something which is above, and obviously when you are done with your basic investment strategy or your core satellite portfolio, when it's sorted. What kind of an ultra rich person should actually, in terms of their net worth, if I want to understand, what are those kind of investors in terms of net worth? And it has to do a lot with your personal taste and your understanding when it comes to investing in art. But should one actually look at getting some returns or monetary gains out of it? Should that be in the priority list, or it's just an investment, because you understand it, and it's an opportunity for you to invest in it, but definitely return cannot be your priority?
So I think that question was in two parts. First, I don't think there is a net worth criteria for this. If at all I was to put a criteria, okay, it would be that if all your basic goals are met, right? I mean, your children's education, your own retirement, etc. Let's say that is taken care of, okay, and you still have surplus over and above that, then that is what you are rich. Now, for somebody who might have a low threshold on his retirement costs, may not have children, or children might already be educated, and they might already be independent, the need for having an extra large amount to be able to invest in what I would call invest slash spend in alternate investments like art, I would say the amount would be much lower for a person like that, uh, versus obviously somebody who still has other goals in front of them. So that is one. Two, if you're treating it as an investment, obviously you expect return. The issue with this is that, at least what I have seen so far, and I have to admit the experience is limited, uh, at least what I have seen is that people who have invested out of passion, even though, let's say, the painting has now acquired value, that happened in the case of one of our clients, he's very loath to let it go. Just does not want to sell it. So, it's not like a share. Okay, there is a personality to this quote unquote investment, and people become collectors rather than investors, and there is a very thin line, right? And that thin line, as you mentioned, is whether you expect to be selling it and making a return, or whether you just want to enjoy the pleasure of having that.
Sure, I think that answers most of my questions, also, even the ones I was planning to ask you. But then, would you be able to advise our ultra rich viewers and investors that what kind of an art? Obviously, it's a very personal choice, but where can they source it, or the right places to source it if you're looking at it in terms of an investment, especially?
So I think there are various, again, as I said, depending on what you want to do. And
Sure.
again, I've seen this as in the at least one of our clients, where uh, he has gone out and bought a number of upcoming artists at costs in literally in thousands or very low lakhs, right? And he bought in a number of paintings. He's doing it basically, as he explained to me, he was doing it because he enjoyed supporting those upcoming artists, and plus he enjoyed those paintings. He only bought those that he liked. He was not really looking at what are the chances that this will. He was not evaluating it as an investment. He was evaluating it as a sort of a collector. At the same time, he kept his eyes open as to, so he bought a number of them. That was the strategy he employed, diversification, if we talk in investment language. it was very much a VC like, a venture capital kind of a strategy, where you invest in a number of promising startups. You know that out of, say, the 10 startups, 5 or 6 are going to fail. Two will sort of hold their value. One will give you some return, and but there will be one that will be a 100 bagger or a 1,000 bagger, perhaps. That is the kind of strategy that at least that particular client is employing. And obviously, because he is not, I would call, ultra rich, the amount he has allocated is in double digit lakhs, not really in crores. He still has managed to get a good deal of painting with some success so far.
All right, Harsh, that will be all. Thank you so much for guiding our investors or ultra rich investors, if at all they have any leaning towards that, and how it could be a profitable investment for them. Thank you so much for joining in.
Thank you.